So that's Maria Somerville and a tune called Spring. And yeah, it's time to welcome my guest.
Hello.
It's Billie Marten.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so excited to have you in.
We're two giggly friends.
I know, we're two giggly friends. One with a radio show, one with an album coming out.
Perfect. Look at us go.
I know, look at us go. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, of course.
Building up to the release of Dogeared.
Yeah.
So yeah, how have you been? Are you excited?
Yes. Yes is the answer to that. It's been really great going into release mode again. I feel like I've been quite quiet, and obviously the rate at which music is moving is incredibly pressurizing. Mm-hmm. So it feels good to just, pop my head out again.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But it feels kind of like we blinked. You wrapped up touring for Drop Cherries.
This is true.
We blinked, and then now there's a new record. It's that time's gone really quickly. But I guess for you, it was probably last year that you were making this record, right?
Well, as every album tends to go, I'd say there's a 2-year time zone, and I probably started writing it a year and a half ago, and then went into recording very quickly last July in New York.
Yes.
So the recording process was about 10 days.
Yeah.
And we decided to just not sit on it for a while, and I went into all the creative aspects of it very quickly and found my people I wanted to collaborate with, and now it's here.
Yeah. Tell me about New York travels.
New York.
So you went, was it summer? Was it really hot and sweaty?
It was height of summer, July. New York is, it smells.
Yeah.
It smells every day. Walk into the studio. I spent about a month there, so I felt that I was a semi-local.
Yeah.
I've always preferred the East Coast to LA.
Yes.
So I was enjoying my time being there. But we had a sort of, I guess, 11 till 6 working day, and tracked everything super quickly. And we were so my producer, Phil Weinrobe, had made the studio in his basement. It's very fancy.
Yeah.
It's not a basement, it's the real deal.
Is it? Yeah.
And we'd finish and wrap up there. And then there was a great bar. I can't remember what it's called now. Maybe the Black Cat or something like that. Mm-hmm. Something New York.
Yeah.
Round the corner from the studio, and this is in Brooklyn, and there would always be a deal on martinis and oysters.
Fab.
So we'd finish
what a
at the
combo.
studio and go get martini and 25 oysters.
I actually love oysters
and then try and
so
go
much.
home.
Yeah. That sounds magic.
Pretty good.
And I love the strict working hours as well. Just get it done in the day. No late night sessions.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I also don't make very good things. I believe that there's 2 to 3 hours in the working day that are actually genuinely productive, and the creative juice is flowing.
What do you reckon that is? 11 till
later
1?
Than that.
Later.
Is it pre-lunch? Is it post-lunch?
Is it post-lunch? Yeah.
But Phil is very strict with timings, and he's got a lovely sort of regimented, almost drill sergeant-like quality to him, despite being a very soft, emotionally intelligent producer. Yeah. But he'd very much decide when we're taking a break, which was almost never. We had to put our phones in a bowl before we went into the studio, so that was a huge help.
Yeah.
That's definitely been over the last few years more of a struggle to keep people's attention in the studio, which is such a mad
thing,
problem. I didn't foresee happening.
Yeah.
But because of that, we were very present and correct and together.
Yes, and in it and making. And so there was Phil, the producer, and then you have this amazing list of collaborators. So was this all pre-planned? Did you go out there with a view of you've written the tracks and then you're going to work with all these people? Or was this you pulling, or was this him pulling in these people? How did that?
Well, he is a very well-connected boy, and his term for these musicians is heavy cats. Which I hadn't heard.
And did he say that in a real New York, these are some heavy cats?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which therefore made me a heavy cat, which I felt really good about.
Always, Billie. Definitely,
a small kitten.
Cool. Yeah. Cool cat.
So he had an amazing list of people, and we sort of strung them together in a kind of orchestral plucking way, and And we maybe did 3 or 4 trial days in the September before last year, and then we had found our team very quickly. And my whole thing was I didn't want people that didn't want to play on the record, you know, because that does happen sometimes. And there's a plethora of amazing musicians around the world, so I kind of wanted the ones that most wanted to be there.
Yes.
And they all knew each other, and yeah, fantastic collection of just outstanding musicianship.
Yeah, and did you come away with like a whole new gang of friends? Because it's one of those things, isn't it? Such an intimate thing, making a record. You're like a family for a hot minute.
Absolutely.
So yeah, were there new people that came into your life that you're like?
Oh, so many. So
well,
yeah, I had such amazing connections established during that month. It was very sad to leave.
Yeah.
And I'd love to take them on tour with me, but I just, for the life of me, cannot afford them.
Yeah.
Them being heavy cats, of course.
Yeah, they're such heavy cats. Yeah. Expensive cats as well.
Yeah. Bengals.
So what were the studio sessions like? And had you written it all before you? Because it sounds like it was quite quick actually making the record.
Yeah.
So had you had to do a lot of prep before, or was some of it done in the moment?
It was free flowing. There was more of a highlight on experimentation, I guess. The only thing that the band had to work off from was me playing the song to them in the morning live, and then they kind of go, okay, I kind of know this song but not really. Does it go 1-4-3 or does it go 1-5-4? And then they got the structure and the key, which they can obviously do very quickly, and then we sort of went from there. But it was basically just a collection of voice notes that Phil was making me send him. He was very much a pusher on the writing side, which is very healthy for me because I need someone to kick me. Yeah. So we had just a very clean, bare slate. I didn't do any pre-prod on my end. I didn't flesh them out with my band over here. So yeah, it was a very blank canvas to work with, which is, I feel, how we managed to create this sort of evolved kind of futuristic but very warm sounding band feel. We didn't want to make a singer-songwriter record. That was one of the things that we said. Yeah. God forbid. Well, I've done that now.
Yeah. Well, this is your 5th record. Yeah. Which is amazing. Talk to me about the sound world of it, because it does. It has that really summery, hazy, kind of retro, nostalgic feel.
The one thing we said, we were on the phone the other day talking about it, and we were trying to get ideas together about, the recollection of the record, and the one thing we said was, it sounds like a lava lamp.
Ooh, okay.
So that's all I've got for you. It's indefinable. It's just not good for press. So I need to be able to talk about it. And I can't.
Notes for album Lava Lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lava lamps, I mean, what a great thing. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish I'd kept mine from the youth.
I'm about to buy one.
Are you about to buy one? Yeah.
In homage to the
Are you going to go for the grande set? Are you going to go for big or the
grande?
Like the grande? They've got there's ones that are like so big.
I want the standard purple.
Standard purple and blue.
Oh.
Or purple and orange? I don't know. What colorways did they have?
I thought there was just one.
Maybe there was just one.
What did you have?
Can't really remember now. Purple seems like it was. Yeah.
That's the cartoon lava lamp in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was green and blue.
Well,
couldn't tell you. I really can't. And because there's no photographic evidence of it.
No.
From back then. But yeah, love it. Okay, so Lava Lamp was on the notes.
Yep.
And tell me about, so Leap Day you wrote on a leap day in 2024, but actually this is kind of your first track that's not autobiographical. Mm-hmm. So what formed that inspiration?
Well, I was feeling like the well had somewhat dried up in terms of my continued narrative. It's quite a long time to be talking about yourself, over 10 years. Yeah. And at this particular day, I was just having a bit of not a personal crisis, but some days you're okay with yourself and others you are less so. And this was one of those days. I was just having a bit of a sick day, and I wanted to pull just a feeling that was not able to come from me. So therefore, I just put my writing cap on, and it was a great exercise for me to kind of, because I hate doing that normally. I'm very bad with writing sessions or writing for other people, and I find it very hard to not have the truth in there. Yeah. It almost feels like a lie when you're writing a kind of a fantasy narrative type thing. But this one came out super quickly. I was using this thing called an iOptagon, which is the iPhone version of an Optagon, which is a kind of old sort of sampling machine. I don't need to explain that to you, but there was an old sample on it. I think it was called something like Ancient Folklore or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. But it was this great sample, and I just played the chords there and then on the phone and was sort of humming over it, and then voice noted it over the app, and it worked. And I had this kind of unique little classically structured thing. Yeah.
And the story is about a couple who only get to spend one day every leap year.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love that. Love that idea. What would you do with that one day?
Well, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. But it sounds really, really beautiful. And is this kind of one of the sort of centerpieces of the new record, or like?
I'd say so. Yeah. Well, the original takes was over 7 minutes long, so it certainly demands one's attention. Yeah. We also managed to do a great music video in New Zealand when I was there earlier this year, which involves me riding slow motion on a horse bareback on the ocean. And for any Lord of the Rings fans, I'm riding Galadriel's horse in Rings of Power, and the horse master Wayne, who's the guy that has all the horses, his first job was on Fellowship, and he owned Shadowfax.
That is epic.
Yeah. He was a very serious cowboy.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that's then the shoot with you on the horse. There's a beautiful picture of you on the horse. Yeah, that's right. That's the horse.
Yeah, we milked it for all it was worth.
Yeah, you got it when you're on Galadriel's horse.
It's the most beautiful horse I've ever seen in my life.
Did you gallop along the beach? Did you gallop?
We managed to, and then they said take the saddle off because it looks. Yeah. It was then time stamped, which we didn't want.
Yes.
And galloping without a saddle, I don't know if you've ever done that. No. Straight off. Yeah. Straight off. Yeah. But we had some good training. They wanted to check if I could ride a horse. Yeah. Which I can, luckily.
Yeah. Luckily. It's one of those things you put on your CV, don't you? Can horse ride, and then, you never have. But that's good that you could.
Well, the director said, we were thinking about what to do for the video, and they said, what can you do? I said, I can drive a car and I can ride a horse. Yeah. And they went,
Okay.
And thus. The Leap Year video was born.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing it. Let's play it. This is Leap Year, Billie Marten. We'll chat more after this. So this is the sound of Leap Year, and it is by Billie Marten from her upcoming new record, Dogeared, which we get later this summer. And Billie is my live guest in the studio, and I want to talk to you a little bit about touring, because obviously you did so many wonderful tour dates for the Drop Cherries record. I came to the Coco headliner, which was glorious.
Fun.
You've got lovely crowds, haven't you?
Oh, they're the best.
They're so nice.
Everybody says their own crowd is the best, but mine are the best.
Yes.
Lovely, genuine people.
Yeah. Such a warm vibe. So you're looking forward to getting these tracks out. Have you sort of figured out how to merge these tracks into the set yet?
Tricky when you made the album with 7+ people and you've got 3 on the road.
Yeah.
So we're all doing a bit of multitasking, but I've been privileged enough to have a lovely UK band for many years now who know the catalogue inside and out. So we're not trying to recreate the records as such. We always plan for a different sound live, because otherwise, what's the point? So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I've also got something like 90 shows this year. So for my own sake, I'm going to have to mix it up a bit.
Yes. Yeah. And do you kind of look at that tour schedule and with
hideous, disgusting, throwing up. Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah, are you ready? Yeah. When you're in it, I guess you're just kind of like, that's, it's life for a bit, isn't it?
It's such a microcosm of society, that touring world. You can't have any outside interference. You know, all communication with the outside world kind of stops.
Yeah.
You won't talk to your family for a good 4 months.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You're just in it. Yeah. And you obviously, you know, getting to share your music and have that crowd engagement with the music that you've just made, which is kind of amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you agree, like, these tracks, they have like such a sort of old soul about them and like kind of a wisdom? I feel like you feel very unshackled and free in your writing. Is that kind of
like that.
What phase do you feel like you're in now with it? Because you've been doing this since your first EP release was when you were 15, which just still blows my mind.
Mine too. Illegal, basically.
Yeah.
I like that shackle analogy. That feels very apt. Lots of this album is about breaking free of past kind of your own stereotypes that you apply to yourself. And the reason it's called Dogeared, or one of the reasons, is because I very much felt like, well, each album serves as a chapter in a book, and when you dog-ear a book, you're coming back to it later, or there's something coming after it. So the idea was that this was kind of a part one to a sort of newfound space, musical environment. And with the writing, I feel incredibly unjudgmental and of myself, and the narrative can get sort of looser and freer, and I feel free.
Yes. And gearing up to your biggest headline show ever as well.
It's a biggie.
Kentish Town Forum. How exciting. It is a biggie.
Yeah, I just saw Wilco there, so that's mental.
Yeah. Was that always kind of like, I don't know, bucket list to sort of get to sort of play these bigger, you know, the really big headline venues, which I'd say, you know, Forum is, isn't it?
Sure, yeah.
It's like,
I'm
one of the big ones.
It's one of the biggies, yep. I never thought I would reach such heights. So at this point, I'm anyone's.
I sort of feel like, you know, you've done 5 albums since you started. What's that, 10 years? You've done 5 albums in. I like to think of you sort of like 50 albums deep when you're like in your 60s.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're like, I feel like you're a lifer. You know, you're going to be in this.
I can't stop.
Joni Mitchell vibes.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah. How do you kind of like, do you think about the future much with music, or really you just sort of like every album in that sort of process, and then do you think long term down the road ever?
Difficult to not do it.
Yeah.
I think I'm learning to be a lot more content in the present. There's lots of things that we all want to happen or wish to happen in our lives, and I think they never will if we want them to.
Yeah.
So it's all about ignoring everything.
Be kind of casual about it, and sort of like,
I think the brain is a very powerful organism, and it shouldn't be worked to its full potential all the time. It's kind of nice when you can shut off different chambers.
Yes.
Like if the weather is happening, as in happening, which means for me is turned on, it's good weather. 80% of my brain just goes quiet. And the same thing happens when I'm in the studio and I'm doing very active musical work.
Yeah.
So it's about kind of curtailing your thought processes in between those moments of activity. What am I saying?
Sun makes everything better.
Sun is good. Yeah. Cycled here. Made my day.
Oh, dreamy. Tell me about Feeling. We'll play it. Is there anything that you can say about how this one came to be, or a story behind the track, or anything?
This was the first one that was written for the album. I remember that because I wanted the opening line to be to mark a sign of change. So it's sweep the leaves and cut the air, and it's about folding open that page and coming into spring life.
All right, let's play it. So that is Feeling, and it is by Billie Marten, and she is my live guest on the show.
Hi.
Hi. So yeah, what else is coming up? We've got Glasgow as well.
We've got Glastonbury, second one in a row, which is nuts.
What stage did you do last year?
It was called the Avalon stage, and that was my first time being there. So
what did you make of it?
I made very good things out of it. Yes, it's
mad,
the best festival in the world.
Yeah.
And I thought there's so much music happening, so not many people would be at my little show. And it's the opposite, because there are 200,000 people there, so there's never an empty stage, which is really, really good. I'm very thankful.
Yeah, and then this year you're going to be on the acoustic... is it the acoustic stage?
The acoustic stage, playing non-acoustically.
Yes.
Which is what everyone does.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we saw the Bootleg Beatles there.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
It was actually our highlight.
Yes.
A tribute band.
I'm really looking forward to coming back. Oh yeah, one year I DJ'd after Elvana, which is like Nirvana. They do Nirvana covers, and the main guy's dressed as Elvis. It's incredible.
Oh, okay.
It's the whole thing. And it had gone off so much for them on the Thursday. Everyone had literally loved it, that everyone came back. So I was like, had this like whole, like thousands of people.
Brilliant.
My DJ set. I was like,
how
really
do you
lucked
start
out
that
here.
one?
Yeah, thanks Elvana. I'm looking forward to going this year. So I will see you in the fields. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. So we're going to finish on a track I kind of asked you to... Like, it's nice to pay it forward, isn't it, to other artists?
That's all I want to do.
Yeah. So I've asked you to pick a track, and this is by Nuria Graham, and she was a collaborator. So tell me all about, working with her and meeting her and everything.
It's such a fantastic story. I'm so glad she's in my life now. The track you just heard, Feeling, she is playing that opening guitar, rubber bridge part. She transformed that song. If you heard the demo, you'd be like, oh. And then now you hear this one and you go, okay. Yeah. So she is a Catalan musician, and I was listening to her album whilst I was doing the initial moments of my session, and I remember talking to Phil, and we were talking about players, and I said, I don't know this girl, but I think she's really good, and she's made one of the best albums I've heard in the last 10 years. So we flew her out from Barcelona to New York, and I didn't really know what she could play. But I knew she was one of those people, those creatures that can pick up an instrument and do it. Mm-hmm. So she then became this kind of backbone on every song on the record. She's doing all the harmonies. I'm not doing any harmonies. She's playing piano, she's playing guitar, she's playing the bongos. She's doing lots of stuff. Anyway, she and another guitarist that was on the session, Adam Brisbane, then fell in love.
Oh, a love
on
story.
Day 2 of the session.
What?
And she was living in Spain, obviously, at this point, and he's a New Yorker, and I kind of watched that blossom. Anyway, she's now moved permanently to New York. She's a very hotly in-demand session player, and going on 1,000 tours and things, and... Oh, how lovely. And they're together. And the recording your album brought two people into each other's lives. Yeah. And could you see instantly, like, the sort of, was there like a love at first sight? Oh, yeah. I was third wheeling on my own record.
I love that. Oh, well, that sounds amazing. And so, very much in touch with her, and you're like, that would be...
I'm just a huge fan of her.
Yeah, why? Because we're going to play a track called The Catalyst. Why do you love her music?
Why do I love it so much? It's completely unique. She has a wonderful hybrid. She's also from Ireland, so she's got this hybrid accent that is kind of unheard of, and her writing is also incredibly unique. She just has an opinion on the world that I don't think has been made public before, and I want her to be very, very rich and famous indeed.
Yes. Okay, so the artist that you need to know is Nuria Graham. Billie Marten, thank you so much.
Thanks.
It's been lovely having you in.
How lovely.
And can't wait to hear the rest of the record. When's release date?
It is
18th of July.
The 18th of July, thank you.
Got that here.
Yeah.
18th of July on Fiction Records, Billie Marten's 5th record. And thank you so much. And thanks for bringing us Nuria Graham as well.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll be back next week on the show, 10 a.m. Tuesday. Thanks for listening.
I'm the catalyst, I'm the real